One shot. Let's begin. A story after everything went well by Tyson 5 the Legend. They just finished with the other two one shots, which I really liked, you really liked. So now we're gonna begin one of their other ones. Uploaded by Sticky Scans, Robot Garden Scans, and Flip Flop Side. Post apocalyptic, so we're ready for some apocalyptic stuff. And thus, in 2019, the Heisei Emperor of Japan abdicated, leading us to the end of the era. This takes us to page 203's review questions. Heisei's three great earthquakes were the Great Hanshin Earthquake, the Kumamoto Earthquake, and the last one was. Does anybody know the answer? How about you, Okamochi? All alone. Do you got a mini computer there? That's kind of cool. Uh, really now? We've been reviewing all this content for 3 months already. Get it through that head of yours. Eastern Japan's great earthquakes. But I don't really care about some old history. Wait, I should probably make that a bit more higher pitched. But I really don't care about some old history. These are important facts, okay? The huge reconstruction costs from those earthquakes, paired with the Great Depression caused by the bacteriological weapons used in those early era days, were the catalyst for the first information war. Hey, are you listening to me? Oh gosh, eulogy. Oh gosh. So I guess this is the apocalypse part. If it isn't Tatana-san, hello. Are you headed home? Are you giving that to me? Wow, thanks. World Times, no new articles. 9/3, 26/24, 23 degrees Celsius. No disclosure of the Tokyo branch 10 years ago. Oh, 10 years ago is when it was last released. The spark that caused the first worldwide cyber war was the large scale cyber attack known as Distrust Washington. This was the beginning of the first information war. The internet went down worldwide for 3 days, and damage was said to be around $3 trillion. It was dubbed as the worst war without bloodshed. Hey, Sensei? I tried doing my makeup today. How is it? How is it? Are you looking to reproduce or something? Females used to use makeup when appealing males for the purposes of reproduction. However, that's no longer popular. Not to mention Oh? Don't tell me. Did you have children, Tatana-san? Wow, so cute. Reproduction, it really is popular, huh? The newly discovered element, strophism, neither dirtied the environment nor used up any natural resources. Naturally, this was the energy source humans had long dreamt of. Thus, the next 100 years saw a new industrial revolution. Humanity had finally achieved a sustainable way to advance as a species. That's cool. Even today in this abandoned city, water and electricity are still supplied, while the industrial ropes continue to work. This is all thanks to that energy. On the other hand, birth rates also began to decline around that time. Sensei? Oh, a question? How rare. Tatana-san had some children. You really weren't listening to anything, were you? Whoa. Let's see. Population decline, the Great Migration. All right, we're going to read this flavor texty because so it feels like school. Global scale of the population decline. In 2500, the world's population started to quickly decline for an unknown reason. The amount of people who were infertile was also, I'm going to assume, increased. The amount of people in the reproductive, all countries were able to become. Immigration became impossible. No clear understanding of the reasons. Carrying out the Great Migration. In 2576, the Great Migration was carried out in Japan. Depopulated communities without a hope for restoration were abandoned, and other communities were recommended to migrate to other countries. But the problem with depopulation was becoming global and returning to normal even in other countries. I'm home. There was one news article. There is one new video. What? Available for playback. There was one new news article. Ooh. People of old humanity, this is the former city-state of Vatican. We send a message from Rome. We are the Rome family, a collective community made up from the remains of old humanity. Currently, 170 people have gathered from around the world and surpassed their differences in race, nationality, religion, and have come to live together as one. If someone out there, someone is watching this, then please come and join our community. The Rome family is waiting for you. The Rome family? Yeah. I got some actual news yesterday. This is the first time I've ever gotten some. Please come and join our community, is what they said. Modern society is not my area of expertise. Whatever. From a historical point of view, family is a term for a community that formed after the end of the 23rd century, when people living in depopulated areas that could no longer be maintained gathered together to live as a unit. The Rome family is one of the oldest groups. They were originally part of the Catholic Church, but now they operate without any relation to the religion. Even in Japan after the Great Migration, there were many who still traveled to Rome. Are you not going to go to Rome? Huh? There isn't really any reason that you can't, right? Even without users, the transportation system still runs. You could use a maglev or a self-flying plane, maybe. There might be... No, it's fine. They probably wouldn't accept someone like me. I'm not a part of their old humanity after all. Neither scientific advancements nor foreign policy had any effect. Even as we moved into the 20th century, the population decline could not be reversed. And then, in 2513, we discovered new types of humanity. When it came to repopulation, they essentially took over from the old humans. The population was able to quickly increase, however. A new human? There's no way. Both the sperm donor and I are verified old humans. We had a successful incubation at last, and finally had an offspring to leave behind. But Yuka's growing horns, and her hair is turning white. She's going to end up just like that monster living next door. I can't believe it. This is horrible. That monster must have infected us. Poor Yuka. That annoying pest of a virus got into her. I need to get out of here soon, too. If you stay here, you'll be fine. There's water and food. That's right. Mama, you could even go to school. There's still one teacher left here. It's okay. Sorry, Yuka-chan. Mama, I'm sorry. I couldn't give birth to a proper child. Wait, I'm sorry. Mama! She's getting older. Oh, it's just the children today. Tatana-san, excuse me. Oh. Turn into a tree. New humans are extraordinary life forces. They have increased reproductive capabilities, are herbivorous, and furthermore, after death, they become nutrients for the growth of new vegetation. Ironically, it's thanks to this that old humanity's greatest wish to return to Earth and being an eco-friendly state was fulfilled. Sensei, am I also a new human? No idea. To me, you're just another pupil of mine. Russell. You're from next door. Tana. Oh, are you offering that to me? It's tasty. Thank you. Tana-san. The population decline did not stop, and in 2530, the country of Japan was abolished. China and America held on until the very end, but in 2600, all countries on Earth had entirely vanished. Currently, the tally of old humans left on Earth is estimated to be around 5,000. That is all, and with that, you've now completed the curriculum on the history of humanity on Earth. What are you going to do now? It doesn't matter. Just like Mama, and just like Tatana-san, I can't do anything. Be it old humanity or new humanity, I've got no one. I can't be either. So I'll always just be here. Humanity has finally surpassed. Oh, I need to slam. Wait. Humanity has finally surpassed race, nationality, religion, and all of our various differences to flourish like we are today. So, from now on, surely you can. Sorry. Overreacted there. Sorry. Anyway, my specialty is history. Talking about the future is. Don't laugh, but this is the first time you've ever scolded me like that. So you can't say stuff like that after all, huh? You? How funny. But. Oh, slide. Thank you. Did she leave? Okamochi Yuka, absent, year 3, class 2. 0 confirmed users. In accordance with Country Transfer Law 11, Education Assistant Machinery, High School Instructor Model M250014 will enter hibernation mode. The Rome family. A message for inhabitants of Japan. Rome, huh? So far away. New users who would like to use the teaching function. Please access the terminal at the podium and register as a user. The government of Old Japan wishes to contribute to the continuation of the education of humanity. Live and prosper, old humanity. Live and prosper, humanity. That was an interesting one. I feel like this is one that like I need to be a little bit more existential, or need to be one of my moods where I'm like thinking about the future like that. Well, one thing I could say that I'm glad at is that it wasn't like, oh, hey, we're gonna raise up the teacher. We're gonna go and be like, hey, we gotta go and this is gonna be luster between the teacher and this one pupil of new Monster Humanity. I appreciate that it wasn't. I mean, it's also a little bit sad though that it's like, this person ended up just being an AI, being up a piece of machine to like help educate her, which is good in some respects, right? They're gonna go educate her, but the fact she's also still alone too is a little bit sad, right? But ideally, she'll find the new realm, right? And this computer program, it's interesting because this person was a little rigid, right? Can't tell the future, I can't do this. But I like that too. It kind of hints at that whole idea of him being a computer while also giving good advice or decent advice. And I think that's all we could ask for, right? I feel like this doesn't, in terms of the past one, it doesn't hit the exact same way. It just hits a different note of emotionality. And I appreciate that, right? Like the first one we read was like a, hey, you could do anything, we're best friends forever type of sports manga. They both made it to the top. Then the other one was like more mundane, where it was like, hey, let's help on our day-to-day life. And now this one is more, what do you do with the future you got, right? The world could come to an end, and do you go and chase your family or potential family? Is this going to be their new family, or are they not going to accept her? And the idea of whatever new humanity is, right, is interesting. I think part of what made this manga particularly interesting was to be it old humanity, new humanity, right? Look at all this. It's good stuff. It also has a lighter feel to it, almost like somebody put this on their Twitter page. Like you could still see a little bit of like individualism, I suppose, would be a good way to put it. Yeah, but I like that they're, man, looks like they're pretty well known for the writing. I just wanted to see if like any of his actual series went and like Original Sin? Okay. I was wondering if there was any, like, just based on what he's writing here, it seems like it could be whatever. The alien race. A girl who never smiles. Interesting. I can't read Portuguese, unfortunately. Yeah, what would you do if you were like the last person? But again, you're like not a traditional old humanity, right? You're a new humanity. And this person is just listening to everything, right? With some sense of normalcy. And her one neighbor ended up dying. And I find it such an interesting storytelling device because this could also be one where I instantly criticize, like the way this is done, where I'm like, oh man, wait a minute. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that my microphone was using the this one here. Okay. Good. But yeah, I could have easily criticized like the fact that this is basically one big exposition dump and us kind of having to sit through it. But I think that kind of adds to it because this feels a little bit lonely, right? Like, if we're going to be completely honest, like, there isn't too much dialogue compared to, like, there's a lot of exposition y, and it's really interesting that this is pretty much just exposition, the story, with a couple of things in between. And maybe it's a little bit to say how much exposition is, but this is just exposition. We're listening, and that's kind of what I like about it too. Right, it does feel a little lonely. Like you can only talk to this teacher so much. You can only talk to her friends, the Tatanas, for so much before it's like whatever, right? Um, and then she just has to make a choice, right? And I think that's also another thing. It's just those quiet moments where she decided to go, and her being absent was good stuff. I appreciate that. And this little thing, like the vine's taking him, it's good. It provides hope for the future of humanity. In fact, she was checking the newspaper, no new articles in 10 years. That was also good, right? I think this sets the scene very well. Yeah, ironically, what it does in a very interesting way is it does kind of the whole show not tell, except it does a whole lot of telling in the sense that this loneliness isn't because she's like necessarily, oh, I'm so lonely, I'm so sad, there's nobody for me when I come home, this, that, or the other. Instead, you see her joy. Instead, you see her when she goes and visits, looks at the newspaper. There's no new anything, right? Instead, like you see this person here in the big tree, and there's not much there, just some apples. And you know, she doesn't ask many questions. Instead, all she does is just listen. Occasionally speaks. Boom, new human. You know. It's also part of why like this part probably doesn't quite hit me as hard. I don't know. It's all kind of sudden. There's no big dramatic buildup. It just happens. But I totally believe that she would just cry for her too. And I think that's really interesting. It does a lot of telling, but in a different way to where I'm. And she just thank you. It does a lot of telling, but in a different way, where like I could feel the solitude, and I compliment it for that. And look at that, we got a little Tatana to guide her. Awesome, awesome. It's a good one. It's all about finding the new you, I suppose. And moving forward, even if a little bit lonely. Awesome, awesome. So, thanks for everything, everybody. Thanks for watching. With all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for being born, y'all. Peace out.